Alright guys, today we're going to do some snow globes. We're going to do the first part today. We're going to do the background, which is the painting part for the sky. This is one I was just working on a little bit ago, and I'm going to have you guys work with that today. So the first thing you'll need to do with your white piece of paper, you're going to take and you're going to trace a circle. Now you can go outside of the circle when you're painting because eventually we'll cut them out, but you're just going to go around one of these lids. Makes a nice size for your work, and we're going to be painting this, and this will be behind some transparency that you'll be able to see through it, some colors. Okay, so what colors to use? Well, you can use colors of your choices. I really like to use colors that are close to each other on the color wheel. So if we go like this blue right here, we can go into greens. So think about cool colors that you'd like to do, or maybe warm colors. And you can kind of blend them and mix for your sky. All right. For this one, I'm going to do more of a warm colors. Okay. So this is going to be wet paint. Okay, so a wet on wet. So we put a lot of water down. I like to get the water in the areas where I want it to flow, and then it'll flow a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a little yellow here, and I'm just going to put it in that wet area and let it kind of blend. Okay, wherever it's wet, the colors will flow a little bit better. Okay, if it's dry, they kind of stay put. Okay, so I'm using a lot of water when I do this, letting the colors kind of flow together, and that's going to look really nice as we get down here because it's really light. Okay. Now if I want to go with a little bit different color, maybe I want to do this magenta here, so maybe I want it to kind of flow into that. This is where it's really cool. You can see the colors, how they blend into it. You just have to make sure you go slowly with this, so don't go too quickly. And I want them to kind of naturally blend to make it look like a sky. Okay? And then I can come back and use water to push and move it around. Okay? I don't really need a lot more color in this area. Once it gets a little too light though, I might come back over here on this area and kind of start adding a little bit more. Okay? So I have two colors I've used so far. I wouldn't recommend doing more than 3 colors, because if you get too many colors going, you could possibly get into a muddy color, especially if you were to use complementary colors. Okay, so they look good next to each other, but if you mix them, they're going to make a muddy color. Okay, so I think yellow into this magenta. Maybe I'll do maybe an orange over here. Okay, so I could kind of come back and let those blend naturally as well. Okay. Just kind of filling in the area. If you go outside of this line right here, guys, not a big deal. You don't need to worry about it because eventually we will cut around here. We'll cut them out. Okay. So you're going to fill that in, little sky, and that's about it. I'm just going to let that kind of do its magic and put that on the drying rack. Once you have this done, what you're going to do is you're going to grab a circle. Now I'll have some of these printed off, just a regular circle for you guys to use. You're going to start working with your design. Okay, for this one, I just did a snowman. You could put other winter themed things in there. You could put a snowy house. You could put mountainscapes. You could do a lot with just things that you would see in the winter time. So to get started, make sure you leave a ground here. So you're going to do a line that comes across to know where that snow is on the ground. Okay, and then from here you can start building up. So if you're to do a house, you could do a house in the middle here. Okay, building it up, keeping it inside this circle though. Okay. But that's about it. Later on, we're going to take this picture and then we are going to copy it onto a transparency. So do nice work here, because whatever we do here, we're going to make sure that it goes onto that transparency. All right, guys, good luck with your work today.